Is buy-to-let cash flow dead? Let's find out. Is buy-to-let cash flow dead? You see it plastered over all sorts. Social media posts.
If you think it's dead, you've done something wrong.
The right amount of cash flow to make it lever is the area. If you buy in the wrong area, then it's not. I'm Jess.
I'm Adam.
We help landlords start, scale and optimize. If you want more money, less hassle and your time back, this channel is for you. Is buy-to-let cash flow dead? You see it plastered over all sorts. Social media posts, even daily newspapers.
Conversations.
It's conversational. There's no money in buy-to-let anymore. Yeah. Cash flow is dead. We know that's not true, and we're going to explore the reasons and the hows. In some instances, in some places, for some landlords, it's true. Let's try and avoid that for you. Yeah. So you pick out your route between it, and you can land in exactly the right spots.
If you think it's dead, you've done something wrong. Yeah.
So first things first, talk why people are talking about this. So there was a period 5 years ago when interest rates were super low. Everything was set in a particular place, and we're over here now. We've got higher interest rates, different legislation, more costs, a bit more red tape, all sorts of things playing into it. But what we're actually talking about is the kind of landlord who wants to make a go of building a property portfolio. Because at the base level, if you buy any house in cash and rent it out, there's some money. Yeah. There's cash flow. So what we're actually talking, the right amount of cash flow to make it what you're actually talking about. When people say cash flow is dead, rubbish. If you buy completely the wrong house in the wrong area in cash and rent it out, you'll make some money. Now, is that the right yield? Is it the right investment? No, probably not. But unlike, and this is the starting point for everything, unlike a widget factory, the widgets don't have to be saleable for that amount of money. Your workforce can go on strike. All sorts of things can happen in other businesses, and the cash stops coming in. Can a house stop being rentable?
If you bought the right house in the right location, you'll be fine.
I'm saying you mean the wrong house in the wrong area. Yeah. It would still be. No, we can improve on the base situation, but the absolute fundamentals of buy-to-let, of course, they're still there. People need to live in a house. They need somewhere to live. The rents are going up because scarcity of property. People are renting for longer because they are.
There's always some doom mentioned about anything at any time.
The fundamentals of buy-to-let have not changed. If anything, they've got slightly stronger, population growth, etc., etc. What we're really talking about is the right kind of deal. So, for me, the number lever is the area. If you buy in the wrong area, then it's not. You can buy the wrong house in the wrong area, pay too much for it, and the natural yield, that is what you pay for the property versus what it rented for, won't work. And that has changed significantly as property prices have risen. Rents in some areas have risen. Rents in some areas haven't risen as much.
True.
If you were ever in the business of renting to people on benefits, the local housing allowance hasn't kept up. That was I used to rent to lots of people. I don't anymore. That on local housing allowance, they haven't been able to afford the kind of houses that we have in our areas for a good 4 or 5 years now because it's been frozen. So the landscape's changed. Look for an area where let's call it a natural yield. That is the purchase price versus the rent is somewhere between 8 and 10%, and you'll find that as an investable. Aim to do better than that by buying the house for less, renting it for more. But number one thing, buy the right area. Buy the wrong house in the wrong area, no. Buy-to-let cash flow is dead. Buy in the right area, you're on the right path, but you're not done yet. There are other things you need to consider as well. So the next thing I had on my mind was interest rates, and the fact that interest rates are
natural thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Flow. You sort of figure it out.
They're higher, but they're not
deal stacking.
They're not too high.
No, right now, there was a point when they were very high 2 years ago, and some people still have that in the shadow of their memory. It's like, interest rates must be high. Product rates now are perfectly doable. They work. Somewhere between 4.5% is roughly what you'd be paying. If you're in a limited company, it might be ever so slightly more, but if you're a portfolio landlord, not. What I mean by that, a portfolio landlord in their own personal name, and a limited company landlord will be paying the same rates. So,
Yeah.
interestingly, and this is something, if you know it, you know it. If this is your reality, you go, yeah, absolutely. If you don't, it'll be a hang up in your head and you'll be thinking cash flow's dead. Interest rates, product rates, the amount you pay on a mortgage has gone up over the last couple of years. My mortgages have. Every time I've come off the end of a fixed rate tracker or something like that, they've gone up. Rents have gone up too. Rents have gone up more than mortgages. So, so
definitely.
Everything, all the numbers have gone up.
And the values of the houses you own have.
But my cash profit every month is more than it was even when interest rates were lower, because, okay, my mortgage has gone up by £150 a month. My rent's gone up by 200, 220, 250 pounds a month. I'm making more money every month now, not less. So that's something that landlords
show off.
But if you think
it's true though,
if you think cash flow is dead, and that's your reality, and it's not. That's absolutely. You get the right area, right house. You remember to put your rents up to the market level.
That's a big part. You're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Now I know landlords who were buying in the late 90s off investors at the time, going, "I'm getting out of this game," and those same landlords now I know are selling up because I'm getting out of this game.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Next thing is, and this is a 0 or 1. This is an on and off lever. Tax. If you're buying properties in a personal name that are leveraged and you're not able to offset the cost of your interest against your profit and loss, then you will be losing money or losing cash. You could be making a profit and get taxed on a profit that you haven't got the cash to pay for. And that is, cash flow dead, absolutely just dead. So get tax advice, speak to a property specialist accountant. We can put you in touch with one if you are part of our community. Join us, and there's a link there. Book a call, and we can put you in touch with somebody. Or find your own, but definitely do that, because out of this list, there are some where it's a scale, shades of grey, right house, right area, those kind of things. Or what's right? There's something over here that's completely wrong, something over here that's right, and somewhere here it kind of works. But this accountancy thing, the tax thing, it can be 0 or 1. It's just never going to work. You're never going to get past that barrier unless you've got your setup right. Can you remember what the last thing was?
Yeah, it's the thing that half the people go,
forget.
I'm not bothered about that.
Not bothered about
whatever,
that. Yeah, and it's the biggest thing. And I've said it in the past. I've said, and it's a nice way to invest. It's a sensible way to invest. Buy a house. If it makes money every month, cash flow, and loads of landlords are very rightly focused on the cash flow. I am. You almost certainly are. You are. And you say, as long as it makes money every month, and we will not buy a house unless it does, 200, 300 pounds a month is the sort of the minimum, then I will sit on a beach, and I don't care what property prices do, then go up or down, not bothered, because I'm never selling, and capital growth is a bonus. They're the words that trip out people's mouths.
Yeah. So not even that. Some people say, I'm only interested in the cash flow. I'm not bothered about capital growth. Therefore, cash flow is dead. I don't want to invest.
It's a nice way to invest, to say, it makes money every month. I don't care if the prices go up and down. That's the right way to buy, because you've got a stable investment. If you're buying a house where all your bets are hedged on capital growth, that's the wrong thing, because you might not be making enough money. And if you're not making enough money every month, if the boiler breaks or there's a void or the roof leaks, there's a problem. You can't sustain it. We used to have 10 years ago people putting money into property portfolio like it was their pension. Every month I put £1,000 in because it loses money, but they're going up in value. That's a crazy way, in my opinion. That's a crazy way to invest, because you can't build a portfolio of 10, 20, 30 houses like that. You might be able to afford to put £1,000 a month in per house, but you can't buy 10 houses. Buy them so they're stable building blocks, good cash flow, great. Capital growth over the medium term becomes cash flow. Houses go up more. This is my personal experience, borne out over 200 houses. We've got clients 1,200 houses long. Very, very rarely does a house make more money per month in rent than it does in capital growth
over the time.
But you've got to work it out. It takes a bit of working out. You've got to say, well, I bought it for this day one. 5 years later, 10 years later, it's dead easy to do. You just 10 years later, you say, what's it worth 10 years later, 20 years later? Just divide it into years. Well, how much has it gone up by? That number per year is almost always more than the net cash flow. Always has been in my properties. So long-term capital growth is cash flow. So cash flow isn't dead.
There you go.
There you go. If you enjoyed that, if it's been useful, please like, subscribe, spread the word. More people join this community, the better for us and for you too. So thanks very much for watching.
So,
Bye for now.
cheers.